Well, the Independent Communications Authority of South Africa, ICASA, has determined on the future of both mobile and fixed termination rates for the next 3 years, and that's based on a review of industry conditions. Now, ICASA spokesman Paseka Maseka joins us now to explain more. Morning, Paseka. I find this very interesting, although I am confused by it. These termination rates, as they are known, R1.25, there was, I think, a voluntary reduction to 89 cents, down to 40 cents, now down to 10 cents.
Yep.
What's the thinking behind this?
Well, first of all, I just need to correct something. My surname is Maleka, not Maseka.
I'm sorry, that's what I was given to read.
No problem. Well, ICASA has made this determination because of ineffective pricing and competition in the market. And we all know that South Africa has always been, it has always been said that the cost of communication is still high. And remember, recently there was a global IT report that said South Africa is ranked 117 out of 140 countries in terms of the high cost of communication. So this is one of the interventions that ICASA is coming up with. And right now, what we proposing to be on the draft regulations is that the termination rates must reduce from 40 cents until to 10 cents in the next 3 years. This is what we're proposing. So this is mainly to make sure that we encourage competition, consumer choice, and we deal with ineffective pricing. And who knows, after a couple of years, it might be nothing.
Well, I was going to say, why do we need this rate at all?
Yeah, well, remember, South Africa comes from a very, some history of some sort, whereby we didn't have a lot of mobile companies who were providing this service. So even now, you only have about 3 and 1 or two fixed line companies. So there isn't a lot. So competition, there isn't a lot of competition. So we're trying to intervene in this thing to make sure that the cost of communication is reduced, and at the end of the day, people don't pay nothing at all.
Now, the smaller companies are going to be favoured, and Alan Nott-Craig, who's the Cell C CEO, of course, he came from Vodacom. He was really Mr. Vodacom.
Yep.
Now, of course, he's in a smaller company, and he, of course, he says it's really encouraging to see ICASA work quickly and efficiently, favouring neither friend nor foe. So he's very pleased with this. He says, I would have wished for a better outcome for Cell C, but the market will be a more competitive and balanced one with this, these draft regulations. How important is this fee to the companies? It's a fee that they don't have to do anything for. Every call that's made, they automatically collect that amount of money. How important is it in overall in their revenue model?
Well, what we're looking at now, our regulation is at a wholesale level. So what we want to do, we thought we should tackle the wholesale part of the cost, and then once we are able to reduce that cost, and then it should filter down to retail. So that's what we're trying to do. Cell C, it's encouraging, of course, to hear what Alan Nott-Craig is saying. I mean, it's good news for him, and it's also good news for Telkom Mobile, because they're required to charge an asymmetrical charge. What that means, it simply means that since the regulated amount is going to be 20 cents in the next year, that's what we're proposing, they can charge 39 cents. It means they can charge an extra percentage over and above what is actually supposed to be charged, meaning that MTN and Vodacom must charge only the 20 cents, but Telkom Mobile and Cell C can charge even a bit more. Like even now, it's now 40 cents, but Cell C charges an asymmetrical rate of 44 cents. It means it's 10% of the 40 cents. So they're currently charging 44 cents. So we're trying to make sure that they enter into the market, they get the market share as well, because currently the market share is less than 20% for them. And what we are going to propose in the regulations is that whoever has got a less than 20% market share is supposed to charge an extra fee in terms of the asymmetrical charge.
So it's favouring smaller companies in order to increase their competitive ability.
Yes.
Is there a point then when they stop being favoured?
Well, there will be a point, because once they go over the 20% that we're proposing, and well, it will favour them for the next 5 years. If the regulations become final, it will favour them for the next 5 years. And then after 5 years, then, and if the market share is a bit higher now, it's more than 20%, then they'll have to charge what other companies are charging. They don't have to charge even more.
Well, okay, I'm still not clear why they have to have this at all and why you can't abolish it completely. But the other issue, seeing that I've got you here, is the Neotel Vodacom issue. That was announced last week, that there was talks about Vodacom taking over the Neotel network. Can you update us anything there?
Well, we don't have an update at the moment, because it hasn't come to ICASA. We've been reading about it, we've heard about it, but there hasn't been a formal submission to ICASA about the transaction.
Would you allow it in principle?
Well, council will have to sit down and look at it and come up with a decision on the matter.
What are the factors that would influence you? What are the things you'd be asking?
Whether it will, other things that we'll have to look into, issues of competition, issues of an issue of competition is one of the most important things that we'll have to look into. And then the issue of market domination, we'll have to look into that, whether what type of dominance will Vodacom have on the market if they buy Neotel. Those are some of the things that we may want to look into. But for now, we don't have a specific position on that particular matter.